Magandang tanghali po sa mga nasa Philippines and ang mga nandito po sa North America, Canada, US. Magandang gabi po. It's 8:30 p.m. And gusto ko lang po mag-touch base sa lahat because tomorrow is a really important day. Bukas na po ang ating draw for our September contest. And so yung atin pong mga sumali, this is just a friendly reminder na bukas na po ang ating draw. So the draw will be taking place sa sa YouTube. So we're gonna have our draw sa YouTube. So make sure you tune in. You tune in to our YouTube channel. Bukas ng gabi dito sa Canada and sa sa Philippines, it'll be, I believe, morning time po sa Philippines, going to lunch. So again, once more sa mga kaka-join pa lang po, I am reminding everyone who joined the contest na bukas na po ang ating draw, ang ating September draw. So ayan po again, September draw is tomorrow. So ngayon po, just wanted to share with you a little bit of insight regarding, kasi may mga nagtatanong, merong mga nag-comment about this particular topic. So, emotional wellness. Emotional wellness, marami po tayong mga kababayan, mga followers po dyan na, parents and merong mga maliliit na anak. Yung mga kasamahan po natin dito sa ating page, yung mga magulang, and others are like entrepreneurs and whatever, kind of relationship you want to be really good at in terms of communication. So pag-uusapan po natin yan ngayon. So again, sa mga kaka-join lang po, let's see who's here. Let's have a look. So we have Lizelle. Hello, Lizelle. How are you doing tonight? Andito rin si Marlin. Hello, Marlin. Kumusta ka? Andito rin si Marjorie. Marjorie, hello. Arlene, kumusta Arlene? Kumusta ang iyong tanghali? Tanghalian, siguro busy, nanananghalian na. And then we have Marjorie. Yeah, hoping. Marjorie, make sure you follow all the mechanics. And then, ang aking patient. Hello, hi, RG, how are you? Shout out, naabutan kita. Oh, tulog na ba? Tulog na si baby? Yeah, so pahinga ka na rin ha. RG is my patient. Hello, RG, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, Lizelle, sana nga So for all the people who yung mga sumali sa contest, the mechanics are very clear. Naka-post na po siya, nakapin doon sa top ng page natin. If you followed the mechanics. So for now, ang aming pamantayan is the TikTok page. Kasi doon sa TikTok, we only have like 90 followers there. So obviously, yung mga 90 na nag-follow na yun are the ones following the mechanics. Because kasama po kasi yun sa mechanics eh. So if you haven't followed the TikTok, doon lang namin pipiliin. I know there were, I believe, parang 1,000 or something entries. But if you haven't followed the mechanics regarding, kasi it's not just the YouTube, it's not just the Instagram, the Facebook, but also the TikTok. So kung wala kayo doon sa 90 na yun, then it's unlikely na kayo po ang mapili kasi it's all about effort-based. Effort-based po ang ating contest. So hello po kay Teresa. Teresa Baltazar, kumusta po? Arlene, nakaka-excite? Oo nga, Arlene. Si Arlene ang isa sa mga ating past winners. Congrats in advance daw. Yeah. Okay naman ako, Marlene. Ito, end of a long day. So, thank you sa pangungumusta. Yeah, I hope you're okay too. And happy morning din kay Natalie. Hello, Natalie. Si Genevieve is also here. Good morning, Genevieve. Mirna is here as well. Hello, Mirna. And sino pa itong nagpapa-shoutout daw? Give me a moment ha, kasi minsan itong mga comments napakarami, it kind of like doesn't populate in real time. Oh, I hope you had a healthy dinner, RG. Oh, kumukuha daw ng passport si Marlin. Oh, ingat kayo dyan ha. Mainit ba? I hope mainit. Dito malamig. Palit tayo. Okay, si Mean is here. Hello, Mean. And Eileen Brioso, hello, shout out from Iloilo. Thank you so much for watching. And we have Sari-Saring Vlog. Hello, sana nga po manalo kayo. Make sure you followed all the mechanics. Yung mga hindi pa po nag-i-interact sa aming YouTube channel, if you haven't left your comments, then you have to do it po. Kasi the reason why that's one of the major criteria for picking our winners is gusto kasi namin mag-share kayo ng inyo pong mga nasa isip, yung inyong mga introspection, yung inyong mga pagmumuni-muni about what you learn from the video and how you're gonna apply it in your life. So yung mga hindi pa po nakakapag-comment, they said they did all the mechanics but I don't really see their names doon sa aming YouTube, then habol po kayo, may isang araw pa. Pwede pong ninyong panoorin, mag-marathon po kayo ngayong gabi and share your insights or ngayong araw. Hello Geraldine, kumusta? Ay RG, thank you ha, parang hindi tayo nagkikita. Okay, and nagawa ko lahat ng mechanics, sabi ni Madam Sari-Saring Vlog. Okay, yes, good luck po sa inyo. Lealyn is here. Hi Lealyn, ang atin pong pinakaunang winner, si Lealyn. Shout out from Manila daw. And Rosalie is here. And sabi ni RG, pasta with beef. Okay, I hope you didn't eat a lot of pasta. RG, kasi medyo heavy yun that's all carbs, no? But that's good, you had some veggies and protein. Yeah. And we have kababayan ko, kumusta? Yeah, Sheila, how are you? Watching from Kamaligan, Camarines Sur. Parehas ba akitang Taramon? I'm not so sure what kung anong dialect nindo dyan. But anyway, marina daw tabi sa imo, Sheila. And Genevieve, oo, maganda ang topic natin ngayon. Kasi marami po sa atin ang mga magulang dito. So we need to, communication is so vital. It's a very, very important piece of, parang very important life skill yan eh. Hindi siya tinuturo sa school. Maybe a little bit of the theory about, sa mga communication subjects, mga English, mga grammar and all that. But the way of connecting to a fellow human, minsan hindi yun na ituturo, it's a life skill. Isa po siyang science and art form. So pag-uusapan natin yan. Kaya sabi ni Elizabeth, mainit daw sa Cavite. Oh, that's great. Buti pa dyan, mainit. And napanood ko na po lahat, sabi ni Lizelle, that's great. Thank you, Lizelle. And si Regs, sabi niya, shout out from Calamba. Hello. Yes, wow, mga taga Laguna. And we have, tatao pa, syempre, dyan ako nagdakula. Anyhow, okay, ang ating butihing VA, shout out sa isa sa ating mga grand winners at current VA, part ng Team Healthy po at FSM, si Nalen. Nanalo po siya ng trabaho. Hindi lang siya nanalo sa contest, kundi buwan-buwan siya ay winner. So, kung gusto niyo ng tips, hingi kayo ng tips dito kay Nalen at napakagaling niyan. Okay, and Ever, manalo o hindi, nakasuko. Oh, thank you so much, Ever. Alam mo, Ever, it's a great thing that you brought that up because marami kaming i-roll out na programs. It's not just really about the contest. Maraming mga super exciting things, mga kaganapan dito sa FSM na makakatulong sa atin pong lahat. Di ba ang motto natin is hatakan pataas. So, marami tayong mga programs na i-roll out to help you. I always mention this, yung to help you in your journey. Marami dito kasi mga enterprising, mga very entrepreneurially minded, mga negosyante. So, standby lang po kahit nanalo na, kahit hindi sumali sa contest, tune in kasi meron kaming very exciting announcement po. Okay? So, gusto ko yung may mapulot akong maganda. Yes, yan naman ang goal natin lagi, Marlene. So, nakakatuwa po. Oo, Sheila. Yeah. Natuwa ka ba sa pagbikol ko? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nalen. So, Nalen is watching from both YouTube and Facebook. Yes, nakikita ko nga, YouTube. Good luck daw sa ating grand winner, si Sheshe. Sheshe won, kano ba Sheshe? 10,000 from the last draw. She was the grand winner po sa lahat ng sumali. And we have Thank you daw. Oh, my friend. Hi, Coach Ash. How are you? Thanks for watching. He's in saan ka ba, Ash? Are you in LA, right? Los Angeles. Hello din sa atin pang isang butihing VA, ang ating magaling na nag-handle ng FSM group page, ang ating admin si Tala. Again, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are new to the program, she was one of the people na napili natin based on effort again. So she joined the contest, but masyado niyang napahanga ang Team Healthy, sila Inday G and all the rest because of all her efforts. So she was offered a job as well dito sa FSM. And maaring pong mangyari din sa inyo yun. So kaya nga, yun ang sinasabi ko, don't be discouraged na kung hindi kayo manalo ngayon, mawalan kayo ng loob. No, don't feel that way kasi sa mga i-roll out po nating programs, you may find na magkakaroon kayo ng maraming opportunities dito. Okay, so it could be in the form of a side gig, it can be in the form of like an online business, or it could be through working with us or for us, FSM. So stay tuned lang lagi, okay? Kasi we're always on the lookout for people with, yung showing potential. Yung mga pong nagpapakita ng kakaibang effort, like itong ginawa ng ating dalawang magaling na VA. Sabi ni Nalen, stay tuned lang everyone for exciting survey. Oh, pati si Nalen na-excite na. Nalen, wag mo nang giveaway, pero yeah, it's pretty exciting. Okay. Yeah, si Coach Ash is in Los Angeles. Thanks for watching, Coach Ash. And siya po ay isang fitness coach. He was my classmate in high school. Good luck sa ating lahat. Yes, Jovelyn is here. Okay, so I will get on with our program for tonight. Maiksing sharing lang naman po, okay? But before we do that, isa ko pang patient. Hi, Irene. Hello. Kumusta, Irene? Magkikita tayo in a few days. Ano? Okay. So, we'll get on with our topic for tonight. Ang pag-uusapan natin tonight is all about, and again, this may be related to emotional wellness, but the thing with this topic is it's pretty much portable. So, yung matutunan mo dito, although ang application nito is mainly for, how do you communicate with family members, with loved ones, with mga anak, especially kasi karamihan sa atin mga magulang, you can also apply this sa inyong mga, for example, workplace communication, businesses, how you relate with your friends or iba pang settings po. Hindi lang for family. Although, mostly for family siya kasi it requires a lot of, kumbaga ay understanding yung parang psychology behind communication. So, if I may ask you, and just throw in your comments, okay? So, pagdating sa communication, right? Communicating well at home. We know na ang family is kind of the basic unit ng society, right? For our society to be able to function well para mga tao ay magkakasundo and for us to move forward bilang, isang bayan, we need to be able to communicate well with the people around us, but it starts with yung ating core unit at home, which is our family. So if I may ask you, what are your current challenges pagdating dito sa communication? Kung meron kayong na-experience na challenges right now, like, in terms of magkakasundo ba kayo sa bahay? Hindi ba kayo magkakasundo? What's working? What's not working? Can you throw it in and let us know and share with us kung ano yung mga nai-experience nyo ngayon na challenges, or kung wala naman kayong challenges at napaka-smooth ng mga relationships nyo, maybe share a little bit of insight on how you're doing it. So I'm gonna pull up a few comments. Okay, sige po. Type lang po. Medyo may delay kasi from the broadcast to the comments coming up. So ano-ano ang mga challenges na nai-experience natin? For example, yung anak mo, are you able to talk well with your child? Kung hindi, ano yung nagiging challenge mo doon? Hindi ba sumusunod sa'yo? Lagi ba nakikipagsagutan? Kung hindi naman anak, with your, like say, asawa mo, what seems to be the issue with communication? So sabi ni Marlene, bilang ina, kinakausap ko sila maayos, gusto ko close sila sa akin. Oh, that's great. That's great, Marlin. Parang wala naman na pong natalo. Oh, okay, this is again from the video. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for that. So, sino po ang mag-share? Eto, sabi ni Marlon, gusto ko lahat, sinasabi nila sa akin, ayoko nang lilihim sila. So, how do you cultivate that trust, yeah, in such a way na they will feel comfortable to share with you? Kasi di ba kaya lang naman, bakit nga ba ang bata? Kasi lahat naman tayo dumaan sa stage na yan, right? Bakit tayo naglilihim sa magulang natin? Ay yung primary reason why some of the kids or some of us were not that transparent sa ating mga magulang noong araw. What was the main reason sa tingin ninyo that's keeping you from communicating what you really feel? Ano yung nangingibabaw? Okay, let's have a look here. Sabi ni Lucelle, ako po, 4 kids ko. Understand, makipaglaro, iparamdam na lagi akong andyan, ikaw na dapat magulang niya, open lahat, walang secret. Okay, so there's that being open. Sabi ni Arlene, thankful ako kasi lumaki ako na malapit sa magulang ko, although lumaki po akong walang ama, pero close naman po kami lahat, parang magkapatid lang din po kami ng nanay ko. At hindi lang po kami magkaibigan ng kapatid ko sa anak ko naman po, sobrang close din po kami ng anak ko at ng asawa ko. That's great. Okay naman po kami kasi lagi kami nag-uusap pag meron misunderstanding. So, it's great that you're able to communicate about yung mga times na you're not, in the best terms, so that you can understand each other. Okay, sabi ni RG, every day is a challenge daw with my son. He's so picky with the food. Nasa edad niya yun. And I'm having trouble on how and what to make food that he really likes at the same time healthy food. Pag mga ganyang toddlers, so to give you a background, si RG kasi is one of my patients. RG kasi has a toddler. I think RG, it's all about yung kanyang it's trial years, right? Ito yung years na they're testing you. So, laging no, right? Kasi yun din yung naririnig niya when he was, for example, just learning to walk or getting around. Lagi niya naririnig no. So, ngayon naman, yung bata is like testing the boundaries. So, usually, pag nakakarinig ng no, gagawin yung opposite. So, I think it goes with the developmental stage. So, it'll come. You just have to continue to provide healthy choices. Kasi ang bata naman is a clean slate, right? The child will only use up or do the things na pinapresent mo sa kanya or eat the food that you offer him. So pag mag-start ka mag-offer ng junk food, obviously, yun ang makakasanayan niya. But if you continue to offer healthy choices, wala siyang ibang mapagpipilian kundi yun lang din. So, lagi ko naririnig yan, and that's how really we cultivated a habit sa anak namin to eat healthy. We just really provided healthy choices. We didn't, bring him to yung mga fast food chains. Lumaki siya na hindi siya, he's never been to like McDonald's, for example. So, hindi naman sa sinasabi kong madaling gawin kasi our culture is a bit different, di ba? Sa Philippines kasi, syempre may Jollibee, may mga ganun, hindi maiwasan. But it's all about offering good choices for eating, lalo na sa mga formative years ng bata. This is the best time, yung mga young moms natin dito, it's the best time to start offering yung mga healthy choices para yun ang nakakasanayan nila. Okay? So, sabi naman ni Elizabeth, magkasundo but not all the time. Sometimes masunurin, kahit iniwan kami ng tatay nila, mabuti pa rin silang anak. Oh, that's great. Oo, medyo challenging, situation mo, Elizabeth. And it's all the more, it's so important to communicate. Good morning, Abba. How are you? And si Ariana, hello. God bless din sa'yo, Ariana. Okay, sabi ni Sheila, sa totoo lang po, napapagalitan ko mga anak ko dahil kadalasan po nag-aaway. Pero after ko mapagalitan, pinapaliwanag ko po kung bakit ko sila. That's a great approach. Bakit mo sila pinapagalitan? So, it's so important to be transparent sa ating mga anak. Like, teaching them about almost parang debrief. Di ba pag may, kunyari, may nangyayari sa workplace or saan pa man, and kailangang pag-usapan after, yun yung tinatawag na debrief. So it's the same in family situations. It's important to talk about it para walang nakikimkim na samaan ng loob. But make sure that when you do a debrief, so try to cultivate the habit na pag mag-uusap na kayo after, try to detach na wag na masyado emotional. Parang ano na siya logical. Like pag-usapan niyo, ano ba yung nangyari and then bakit nangyari yun and anong opinion mo dun, anong opinion ko dun. Kahit bata po yan. So sa atin pong mga followers na may maliliit na anak, it's never too early to start teaching your kids how to communicate. Ang issue kasi sa atin pong kultura, here's the big issue kasi. Meron kasi tayong cultural background about hiya. Right? And so, itong ano kasi yung tinatawag na hiya, it can work for you in certain ways, but on the other hand, it can also limit yung ability mo to communicate. Kasi pag napangunahan ka na ng hiya, for example, itatago mo na lang yung nafe-feel mo imbis na sasabihin mo. I don't mean to say naman na pag sasabihin mo, blurt out ka lang and you don't consider the other person's feelings. It's not that way. Rather, there is a what we call parang efficient way to talk about your feelings without getting emotionally worked up. So, it again, as I said before, it's quite it's a balance. Para siyang there's a bit of science behind it. There's a bit of art behind it. Communication is really a science and an art. And I think maglalabas ako ng video about dito. Just to explain it a little bit more para medyo maintindihan natin bakit ganun, bakit merong science, bakit merong art. But it requires a lot of practice para po, and no one can really perfect it. Kahit ako, I'm still learning. I've come quite a ways from how I used to be before, but I'm still continuing to learn every day kasi very challenging po maging magulang, hindi madali. Right? As you all know, wala namang perfectong magulang. Lahat tayo naglo-learn from our kids, from our spouses, from the people around us. But the important thing, as I always say, is growth. Importanteng tayo mag-grow. Hindi lang yung, ito lang ang alam ko na way, tapos hindi ka na open. You have to improve yourself. So, same thing with communication. It's a skill. It's a life skill. And so, kung meron kang kailangang talagang pagtrabahuhan ng maigi, this is it. Because communication can pave the way for you to have so many opportunities, yung mga doors of opportunities open up for you kung marunong ka sa life skill na to. So, let me read a few more comments po dito. Sabi ni, give me a moment. Napakarami po. Sabi ni Veronica, bilang certified tita po, kung sa bata pa lang sinanay na po sa mga healthy foods. Again, this is going back to the food. Tsaka marami pong pwedeng gawing technique para yung gulay ay gawing mas attractive. Oh yeah, that's a great advice. Oo nga. Tsaka ang mga bata po ngayon parang sponge. Yes, kasi kung ano man naririnig at nakikita, yun po ang gagawin at sasabihin nila. Kaya dapat aware tayo. Wow, that's a great insight. Thank you, Veronica. So, totoo po yung sinabi ni Veronica, yung mga bata, they are so used to modeling, yung tinatawag na modeling, what they see around them, what they hear the adults like talking about. That's usually the way they adapt, na ganun din sila magsalita. So, we have to be aware kung paano po tayo magsalita. Kunyari, nakita mo nagkamali ang bata, kung sisigaw ka agad, parang yun ang kakalakihan niya, right? Na, na pag na-stress ka, sigaw ka. So, yun parang nagiging environment niya. Wherein, on the other hand, if you are like, say, oh, anak, ano nangyari? Nahulog ba? Okay, sige. Ayusin mo. Mga ganun, right? And it takes practice to get to that. Hindi po yun madali, hindi yun instant na ganun. So, it really takes practice. And the only way you learn how to do it is to really, like, just do it. Na, buntong hininga muna, like pipigilan mo muna ang sarili mo to blurt out. Imagine mo, di ba parang kunyari sa public or you're talking to your boss or yung mga hindi mo masyadong kilala, hindi ka naman agad mag-blurt out, right? So it's the same goes with your family or your loved ones. Try to have that kind of space in between your reaction, yung reactivity mo, and yung event. Para meron kang konting pause so that you don't, get yourself worked up. So again, I'll be talking more about this doon sa video na gagawin ko po. Sabi ni Rosalie, tama po, communicate sa family. Dapat po talaga dito ko sobrang na-touch. Pag napag-uusapan ng ganitong topic, kulang ako sa communicate sa parents dahil may kanya-kanya po silang pamilya. Ngayon, nabawi ako sa mga anak at kapatid ko. Yeah, that's a very challenging situation, lalo na pag medyo hiwalay ginagawa ko po ang best ko para sa kanila, pati din sa asawa ko. Everyday, nagkakausap kami, sinasabi ang lahat ng napagdadaanan at hinanakit. Yeah, that's good. So it's a way of, venting out. Kung hindi ka naman makapag-share sa asawa mo dahil, you're not, that close, then you find your core group of friends. So that's a great insight. Thank you for sharing, Rosalie. Sabi ni Angie, kaya siguro tayo naglilihim noon kasi takot tayo. Ngayon sila pa ang matapang. Kaya dapat disiplinahin natin sila in the right way. Yeah, so again, it's a fine balance and you're so right. The reason why hindi sila nagsasabi ng totoo, right? Yung mga anak natin, plus tayo din noon, ba't hindi tayo nagsasabi ng totoo sa magulang? Yung takot kasi. So we have to find or provide that environment kung saan ang mga anak natin magiging komportableng magsabi sa atin na alam nila na pag nagkamali sila, oo nga, maaaring papagalitan, but in the end, we're here to support them. Right? Kasi kaya karamihan ng bata nagkaka-rift, di ba, sa magulang kasi they feel like, pag nagkamali naman ako, hindi ako sasaluhin ng magulang ko. And that's the reason why they don't share yung kanilang feelings, right? But the reality is lahat naman nagkakamali. So as a parent now, kung napagdaanan mo to dati, nung kabataan mo, then it's now time for you to improve on that. So ngayon na magulang ka na rin, how do you provide that safe environment para ang bata, yung anak mo, makapagsabi sa'yo? Hindi lang anak mo, parang asawa mo, makapagsabi sa'yo, maging open sa'yo, yung mga kaibigan mo, right? How do you provide that environment? So, dun pumapasok yung sinasabi natin, huwag tayo maging super judgmental. Kapag may isi-share, makinig muna, dalawa ang ears, right? Isa ang bibig. And there's a reason for that. So we have to listen first before we react. Pakinggan muna lahat ng sasabihin before jumping into, ano na naman ginawa mo, right? Mga ganon. Kasi pag ganon na ang nauna, do you think the other person will still want to talk about, especially kung nahihiya na nga dahil nagkamali? Do you think that you're providing them with a safe environment to talk about their feelings? Likely hindi, right? So, but if you're just listening, nakikinig, offering kind of like a supportive environment, mas matutulungan sila mag-open up. So, and kung tutuusin naman po talaga bilang magulang, you will have the best interest ng mga anak nyo at heart. At kayo ang mas talagang makakatulong sa kanila. So, make sure that you make it easy for them to talk about their feelings sa inyo. Wala namang ibang tutulong sa kanila kundi kayo, right? So, yun po ang ating thing about that. Sabi ni Sari-Saring Vlog, blessed po ako dahil di ako mahiyain. I can tell what I wanna tell, basta alam kong tama ako. Yeah, there's just an art form to that, sa pag-share ng ating feelings. Mahirap pero masaya ang buhay magulang. Very gratifying, Tama. And, yes. And then si Sheshe naman, kami ng anak kong panganay, sobrang challenging at struggle po ang communication namin dahil nasa Angono po siya, bahay ng mama ko at doon po siya nag-aaral. Sobrang helpful sa amin ng social media ngayon dahil dito kami nakapag-usap kahit malayo sa amin and make sure ko po na asikaso ko yung pag-aaral niya. Mahirap po talaga na malayo sa isa't isa. Mas mahirap po ang communication kaysa sa physical na nakakasama. Yeah, that's so true, Sheshe, kaya nga, kahit malayo, we have to leverage yung social media nga, but we have to use it in the right way. So, kakausapin mo na nga sa Messenger, panay pagalit naman ginagawa mo, hindi naman gaganahan yung bata. So it's good that you are, keeping in touch with yung anak mo. And sana naman yung laman ng usapan nyo hindi, karamihan sana ay encouragement din dahil yun ang kailangan nila marinig ngayon especially ngayong very trying time. Okay. Tunay po, ang mga kids po iba-iba ang ugali. Tulad ko po 3 anak, madalas sila mag-away lalo na yung 2 babae. Kaya 'pag dinidisiplin ko sila, parehas ko silang dinidisiplin and yung isa lang, hindi yung isa lang. Yeah, dapat siyempre pantay-pantay 'no, otherwise favoritism, nafi-feel nila yun Yeah, tamang makinig muna bago sumagot. Yes, kasi yun nga minsan kasi 'pag sasagot tayo napapangunahan na tayo nung tinatawag na judgment, yung ating mga biases, nauuna na yun before pa tayo makinig sa gustong sabihin nila. Kasi 'pag very judgmental ka na, you miss out on yung tinatawag na non-verbal cues, right? Like 'pag may kausap ka, try mong tingnan. Hindi lang naman kasi yung sinasabi niya, you also have to read yung non-verbal cues na tinatawag. Yun yung, ano ba ginagawa nung mata niya? Malungkot ba? Maiiyak na ba? Kung nakikita mong naluluha-luha na yung kausap mo and then you're not picking up on the cue kasi sarado ka na nakapag nandun ka na sa parang judgmental phase, then you don't notice that, yung emotion na yun. Kinakabahan ba yung kausap mo? Nabo-bore ba yung kausap mo? Right? So you need to pick up on those non-verbal cues. So very important na maging listener muna tayo. Okay, sabi ni Arlene, kailangan ng authority pero hindi sa point na matatakot. Yeah, so that's where the fine balance comes in, right? Na irerespeto ka pa rin dahil magulang ka, but at the same time, you're not scaring them and preventing them from sharing with you. Pag marami kang kids, dapat pantay ang pag-treat, pantay-pantay, para walang samaan ng loob. Yeah, that's so true. Okay, and si Elizabeth, tama po. Okay, si Nalen, sa kasalukuyan po, I'm the breadwinner of the family and I'm solely raising my child alone. So it's important for me to communicate well with my immediate family members so that while working, they can take care of Liam para makapag-focus ako sa work. Yeah, kaya nga very important na len yung ating routine, right? Yung ating, specific work hours, specific time, para sa pamilya. We always talk about balance dito sa ating samahan and isa yun sa mga bagay na we have to cultivate doon sa time natin with our kids is to openly communicate with them. Minsan, inuunahan, sabi ni Aba, po natin ang bibig or galit kaysa sa makinig. Kaya yung mga bata nagkakaroon ng takot. Exactly. Okay. Sabi naman ni Sheila, galing po ako sa broken family and now that I have my own family, I'm doing and giving my best sa asawa ko. Luckily, open po kami mag-asawa. Okay, that's so great kasi kailangan ng katuwang, right? Comment po later, nag-online class daw yung kanyang anak. Yes. Okay. So, yun nga, yung ating yung ating communication challenge bilang bansa is yung mga Filipinos were known to be yung lahi na parang we don't really talk about how we really feel, right? Karamihan sa atin kahit, for example, pag may nagyaya sa yung kumain, kahit nabusog ka na, kakain ka kasi parang nahihiya ka magsabi. Pero there's a safe way naman to say kung ano yung sa loobin mo without hurting the other person's feelings. So same lang din yun sa mga mahal natin sa buhay. There's a safe way to say. So say for example, meron kang anak na let's say mahilig maglaro ng video games, right? Lahat tayo, mga bata ngayon, very sa gadgets. And alam natin, it's not good for their eyesight or for their mental health in the long run pag napapasobra. So how do you communicate with them in a proper way? Well, you kind of like have to strike a balance with them. Parang gagawa ka ng deal na, okay, pagbibigyan kita, ito yung time mo, pero I'd like you to be aware na kaya ako pinapahinto, it's not because I don't love you and gusto lang kong kitang i-deprive, but more like I worry about your eyesight, your brain health, parang gano'n. Parang lagi mo uunahing sasabihin why you're asking someone to do something kapag nakikipag-communicate ka sa kanila, or why you are reacting to a certain action bago mo pangunahan ng galit, right? So kunyari yung iyong anak umuwi late, nagagalit ka kasi ginagabi ka na naman. Syempre unang lalabas sa bibig mo if you don't think about it is, anong oras na? This oras na ng gabi, right? Ganyan sa atin eh. But what you really want to say is, anak, nag-worry kasi ako sa iyo. I worry, hindi ko alam kung nasan ka, bilang magulang, napapangunahan ako ng takot. Pero bakit hindi gano'n ang lumalabas sa bibig natin? Bakit yung nauuna agad, "This oras na ng gabi, saan ka galing?" Mga gano'n. Bakit yung nagging yung nauuna sa atin? Bakit nga ba? It's a very unique thing sa culture natin na we don't really talk about our feelings in a efficient way, but rather na pangungunahan tayo nung mga ano natin. I think it's because of, yun nga, yung hindi tayo marunong talaga to talk about kung ano nasa sa loob natin. Because we didn't really get that training from childhood, right? Sa atin kasi parang, pag may nararamdaman ka, tiisin mo na lang. You can't be transparent. So ngayon, tayo na ang mga magulang, we are, pinapalaki natin itong bagong society, itong mga anak natin. So let's take the initiative na sa sarili mismo natin, aralin natin, how do we communicate better? Para itong mga batang ito, pag lumaki, they're able to become more efficient sa pamilya nila, sa workplace nila, kasi magaling sila mag-communicate. Ituro natin sa kanila yung life skill na yon, and it starts at home. And the way it starts is by providing a safe environment para ang mga bata ay safe sa kanilang pakiramdam na magsabi ng totoo nilang damdamin. So number 1. Number 2, makinig. 2 ang tenga, 1 ang bibig. Makinig muna bago mag-react. Mag-pause muna bago mag-react. After mapakinggan, tignan ang kausap. Right? Hindi yung parang nakikinig ka lang, you don't even look at your kausap. Hindi mo nakikita yung mata pala niya, gano'n na yung sinasabi, yung body language niya, yung mga non-verbal. Right? So, if you do that, if you provide a safe environment, if you listen more than talk more, and if you're really reading the nonverbal cues and you make them feel safe, for sure ang bata mas maiengganyo magsabi ng nasa saloobin nila. And in that way, they become better communicators. So, basahin po muna natin ulit ang ating mga comments dito. So, sabi ni si Aba, sa amin po, I'm honest sa mga anak ko, at the same time prudent sa pagpapalaki at pagpapaliwanag ng mga bagay sa ginagawa at ginugusto nila. That's great that you're talking about that. Learning how to have the balance. Oo na, Len, that's our core value dito sa FSM, right? Harmony. Ako po, Doc, pinaparamdam ko sa anak ko na hindi niya lang ako magulang, kundi kaibigan. To a certain extent, that's good, Arlene. And it's just really keeping that balance too. And, ang aking isa pang patient. Hi, Miss Lulu, how are you? Salamat sa panonood po. Medyo gabi na tayo, Miss Lulu. And then, nga po, we can talk to our family naman the proper way para mas effective yung communication natin. Yeah, just always remember, guys, when you are nagagalit, every time, ito na lang, kung merong tip ngayong gabi na gusto kong ipaabot sa inyo lahat, it's going back to your core emotion, your core feelings, how you really feel. Every time nagagalit ka sa anak mo dahil, let's say, nakabasag, or hindi kumain ng maayos, or umuwi ng late, like yung sa example natin, bakit ka nagagalit? Go back to your core emotion. Bakit? So usually, it's probably usually ang mga reasons dyan would be fear. Tatakot ka na may mangyaring masama sa kanya, natakot ka na yung nung nabasag ay baka maapakan niya, or 'di ba, yung mga gano'n eh. So natatakot ka for their safety. That's one of the biggest reasons bakit tayo nagagalit. But instead of galit ang ipakita natin, bakit hindi natin ipakita yung primary emotion na yun. Like, natakot ka kasi baka masaktan siya. So, instead of saying, "Anong ginagawa mo?" Or, 'di ba, yung mga ano agad, blurting out, why don't we say, "Anak, natakot naman ako dun. Be careful ha, kasi ay natatakot si mommy dahil, baka masaktan ka." So, kung yun ang maririnig ng bata versus yung isa na, "Ano naman ang ginawa mo diyan, ano mo kasi, careless mo diyan, o hindi ka nag-iisip," mga gano'n. Imbes na yun ang marinig niya, 'pag ang narinig niya is the core reason why you are angry or why you are, like upset in the first place, mas makakapag-connect sa'yo yung bata in a deeper way. Kasi maintindihan niya, kaya pala si mommy gano'n kasi natatakot baka masaktan ako. Right? Kasi you're communicating it clearly. Sinasabi mo yung tunay mong feelings, hindi yung, "Hindi ka na naman nag-iingat," o, "Masyado kang clumsy, ayan ka na naman." 'Di ba? Magkaiba yun, right? Ano yung makukuha ng bata dun sa sinasabi mo na, "Masyado kang, clumsy." Eh, di ang maririnig niya, "Oh, clumsy pala ako." Then the whole life ganun na lang siya. Ile-label niya sarili niya kasi narinig niya from you, eh. Whereas kung ang narinig niya sa'yo ay, "Uy, si nanay nag-alala kasi natakot baka masaktan daw ako." Ano ngayon ang takeaway message ng anak mo 'pag lumaki siya? Takeaway message, "My mother cares for me." Yung nanay ko nag-aalala sa akin kaya minsan gano'n, minsan, emotional kasi nag-aalala sa akin. So, magkaibang message, right? But it's the way we say it. So, every time magagalit ka ngayon, go back to your root emotion. Nagalit ka na tumawid yung anak mo nang hindi tumitingin right or left. Ano yung root emotion nun? Concern, right? Takot. Baka masaktan siya. Nagalit ka dahil hindi siya kumakain na maayos. Anong root emotion nun? Concern, baka hindi siya magkaroon ng proper nutrition. Concern kasi baka maapektuhan yung health niya. So next time, you need to communicate something with your children, loved one, coworker, whoever. Talk about the root emotion. Where are you really coming from? San ka ba? Ano ba yung concern mo? Right? And normally, yung concern mo na yun is something that's related to their well-being kasi. Right? Kaya ka nga concerned, din nagkikare ka for them. And so if you talk about that more, then mas magiging open sila sa'yo because what you're saying will connect with them in an emotional level. Hindi lang ang naririnig nila ay yung parang judgment from you or pagsisita, right? Kasi bilang mga magulang yun ang parang sisita, sita, sita. Nagging. Hindi lang yun ang makukuha at maririnig nila from you, but rather yung root emotion, saan ang gagaling yun? Hindi ba? So, yun po ang aking insight about it. I'll read a few more comments. Sabi ni Rosalie, silang magkakapatid, laki po sa pang-aabuso. Oh, sorry to hear that. Nang nag-aalaga sa amin, kung minsan sa magulang na din, isa na din po siguro yun sa naging dahilan bakit wala akong communication sa parents. Ang pananakit sa mga anak ang isa sa dahilan kung bakit nawawalang communication. Yeah, that's true. Nagtatanim ng takot at sama ng loob. Yeah, hangga't maaari kung kayang pag-usapan, mga pinagdadaanan ay gawin, huwag po idaan sa dahas. Yeah, that's so very true, Rosalie. And many times, yung mga parents kasi, they also, as we said before, modeling kasi yan eh. Baka nung panahon din nila, ganun din kasi yung pamamaraan ng pagdidisiplina sa kanila. Kaya yun lang din yung nakagisna nila. Hindi ba? So, ngayon, ikaw may awareness ka na, may diwa ka, then you don't wanna do the same thing. At sabi mo nga, maaari namang idaan sa maayos na usapan at hindi sa dahas. Natutunan ko po yung i-control sarili ko, wag magalit agad-agad, sigaw agad-agad. Yeah, so Marlene, next time na feeling mo sisigaw ka na dahil naapektuhan ka, go back to your root emotion. Bakit ka sisigaw? Anong nandyan? Takot, concern, anong nandyan? And you talk about that. Minsan sinasabi ko yun sa anak ko, minsan kapag, I get upset, right? Kasi minsan may mga patterns tayo. Later on, pag nagdi-debrief or pinag-uusapan namin, sinasabi ko, "Anak, pasensya na medyo tumaas yung boses ko kasi natakot ako or whatever. Or concerned ako kasi hindi mo nagawa yung homework mo on time. So, talking about the root emotion is very important. Especially kung, kunyari, hindi mo magawa during that moment, pero pag nag-debrief na lang kayo, nag-usap kayo, dun mo gawin. Okay? So, magandang refreshing moment po sa aming magulang yung topic ngayon. Minsan akala po natin okay po yung ginagawa natin sa mga anak natin, pero on the other hand, hindi na pala. Yeah, kasi always remember too na, 'di ba, sila'y tao rin, eh, kahit mga bata 'yan, meron na rin silang personality, meron din silang mga karapatan. Siyempre nasa atin pa rin yung pagdisiplina, but we have to respect yung kanilang autonomy rin, 'di ba? Kasi tao rin, they're their own person, eh. Mga bata, they are their own person. Need talaga natin habaan ng pasensya at magandang approach para mas maintindihan tayo ng mga anak natin. Na tayo nagmamalasakit lang. Need natin kontrolin ang emotion kasi mas lalo silang mati-trigger. Yes, that's a great word, sheshe, trigger. Lalo na kung ang naririnig sa'yo ay paulit-ulit, magiging parang in their brain pattern yun, eh. So, kapag narinig na tumaas ang boses ni nanay, yun, triggered agad yung kanilang reactivity rin. So, ganun din sila, na ikaw nag-react ka, trigger yung reactivity nila, re-react din silang ganun, hanggang maging cycle na lang ninyo yun. And you lose sight of yung basic communication na dapat ninyong gawin, which is talking heart to heart, di ba? Anak mo yan, eh. Hindi lang naman yan basta-bastang ibang tao. It's your flesh and blood. And at core emotion behind sa inyong interaction is mainly caring and love. Right? And so, wag nating hayaang matakpan yung basic emotion na yun sa ating pakikipag-communicate sa anak natin. So, very important pong tandaan. Dok, yung anak ko nakalmot ng sariling aso, so may vaccine na. Kaso ayaw niya sabihin sa akin kasi ayaw niya ako mag-alala. Sabi ko, kahit mag-alala ako, dapat sinasabi sa akin bilang nanay. Yeah, so sabihin mo, Grace, it's great that you said that, and it's important lang to say why. Na, kasi anak, makakatulong lang din naman sa'yo. The one that's gonna be very concerned na makatulong sa'yo is kami, magulang. Hello, Isabel. Kung kaka-join mo lang, panoorin mo lang ang replay. Salamat po, Doc. Mas malinaw po sa akin ngayon ang way po sa pagdisiplina. Thank you, Sheila. And mas mahaba ang pasensya lalo na sa aking mga anak. That's good. Yan, mabuti naman, Marlene. Alalahanin mo ko pag magagalit ka na para makapag-control. Yes. Ng family. Matagal ko na po gusto makipag-usap ng family. Wala lang po budget kaya happy ako na nandito ako ngayon. Oh, that's good. Thank you. Sa live. Oh, buti naman na Len. I've been struggling lately because I don't have a lot of patience. Yeah. So, mahirap naman talaga. I must admit, dumaan din ako sa stage na yan. I think it's just because mas matanda syempre ako sa karamihan sa inyo. And so, ang nangyayari ngayon is I'm sharing with you from my journey yung mga the mistakes I made. Doon ko kasi kinukuha yung mga inspiration ng mga sinishare ko sa inyo. Kasi I made a lot of mistakes and so now I'm learning, how to have more harmony sa buhay. And yung mga sinishare ko sa inyo is actually coming from my experiences doon sa mga mistakes na ginawa ko before. And so, it's a continuous learning process. We'll never be completely perfect. Wala naman po kasing perfect. But the important thing is you are very open to learning and also willing to take the steps. Kahit paunti-unti. Hindi man kailangan ganun lang tapos kalmado ka na agad, right? It doesn't work that way. But the important thing is, number one, awareness. And ito nga yung lagi kong sinasabi dito sa channel natin. I'm giving you that awareness. Ikalawa is that, fostering the openness na, oo nga pala, may ibang paraan. There's a different way of handling things. So yun yung ikalawa. And ikatlo, my dear friends, practice. So that's why it's so important, please utilize, yung mga hindi pa po members, utilize the group, yung Filipino Success Movement Group. Napakaraming magagandang sharing ang nangyayari doon. Pumupunta ako doon to get some inspiration as well from our members kasi doon talaga nag-share about mga buhay-buhay, mga challenges, mga inspiration. And feel free to post doon ang mga challenges ninyo kasi hindi naman kayo nag-iisa. We all learn from each other. And it's a safe environment kung saan ang motto nga natin is hatakan pataas, di ba? We're there to support each other. We're there to cheer each other as we see people, make mistakes and rise up from the mistakes. Hindi lang naman kasi roses lahat ang buhay, di ba? So feel free to share your challenges doon and you get support from the community. And I can see na very, very supportive po ang community natin doon. So very important resource po ito, lalo na kung ang nakikita ninyo sa social media these days is very negative. Right? Kasi we have to admit, hindi lahat ng mga makakadaupang palad natin pare-parehas yung mindset sa atin. So now you have this movement, itong Filipino Success Movement Group, kung saan ang mga miyembro po dito is all, like they're all in the same pathway na gusto magkaroon ng makabuluhang tagumpay, yung mga ganon, yung balance, harmony sa life, paano ba maging, well mentally, financially, kasi ang dami nating mga negosyante sa group and all that. So this is a great place to connect doon sa mga tao na otherwise you will not meet in person. Kaya nga ang kagandahan ng social media is you meet other like-minded people, same pathway kayong tinatahak. Yung hindi nyo makuhang suporta, yung iba sa inyo nagsasabi, hindi nila makausap yung mga kaibigan nila, yung magulang nila, yung mga pamilya nila the same way. Well, here's a community for you. So please join sa ating movement, yung hindi pa nagjo-join, yung mga nag-join naman, yung mga silent watchers, please din kayo, interact with others. Sa mga very active po, thank you so much kasi you're really helping all the other members a lot. Pinapakita nyo na hindi tayo nag-iisa sa ating journey. So, maraming salamat po sa inyong participation again. Sabi ni Miss Jocelyn, problema ko po daw panganay ko, 19 years old na siya, lalaki. Kahit anong pakiusap ko, makahalat pa din sa gamit niya. Yeah. So in cases like that, you have to kind of like have some form of, parang you have to get their input. Parang ano yan that's something that you bring up in a family meeting. Para po sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam about family meeting, mga first time makarinig, ano yung family meeting? It's a way for the family to communicate about certain rules sa pamamalakad sa loob ng bahay. So, family meeting, lahat ng miyembro ng pamilya, kahit pinakamaliit, bunso, pinakamatanda, basta nasa isa kayong pamamahay, kailangan pong meron kayong meeting about certain, protocols at home that you will do and ano yung consequences. But it's important to get every person's input. So dito sa anak mo, it's important to get, okay, ito yung mga kailangan natin pag-usapan. Ano ang idea mo about this? Ano ang input mo about your cleaning yung room mo and what's the consequence kung hindi mo magawa? What's the upside kung gawin mo? You have to take into account kung ano sasabihin niya. Hindi pwedeng ikaw lang yung magdidikta lagi. Kasi pag ganun, walang initiative yun. Hindi siya magkakaroon ng initiative sa parte niya. So very important. Kaya nga family meeting, meron din siyang input. So try nyo po yan. Sa mga medyo may malalaki ng anak, family meeting, you can talk about anything under the sun that involves your family, like, bedtimes, ano bang mga routine natin for activities, kailan tayo, sino-sino ang gagawa ng particular role sa bahay, things like that. Okay, anong gagawin pag ganitong okasyon? So, yun po ang family meeting. Sabi naman, sobrang daming natutunan. Yes, tama. Sabi ni Ronaldin. Nakaka-stress din po kasi minsan, sabay-sabay ang ginagawa tapos anak natin nakikisabay pa. Yeah. Totoo. What you can do about that, just one tip regarding, kasi ako rin meron ako maliit na anak and I'm so busy, right? The way that we work around, yung katulad niyan sa pagiging busy is, I tell him like how many minutes I need, and then I tell him, okay, so I need this 5 minutes. And, after this 5 minutes, I will attend to you. But you have to actually, follow through. Kasi syempre, pag panay pangako ka, hindi mo naman sinusunod, hindi na yun, hindi sila maniniwala sa'yo. Ngayon, kung masyado pa talagang bata ang anak mo at hindi pa maintindihan yung concept ng waiting, then you have to make ways na may set time ka lang kung kailan mo gagawin yung work mo, and then may set time ka talaga for your child. Kasi syempre hindi pa yun nakakaintindi ng concept ng time, right? So you have to find creative ways. Kung pwedeng gumising ka na mas maaga, do your work habang tulog pa siya, or you stay up a little bit later pagkatapos niya matulog, then you do it that way. O kaya pag nasa school siya, pag may break, whatever. But you have to, like make your situation work for you according to your need, kung anong edad sila. Okay? Learning a lot. Oy, thank you, Irene. Marami ka ba natutunan, Irene? Sige. Irene is, again, one of my patients. Okay. Sabi ni Arlene, kami naman ang anak ko super close. Open kami sa isa't isa kasi lagi po kami magkasama at home. Naging problem ko lang is masyado ko lang po siguro spoiled. I see. So, yung spoiled naman, there is a way as well dyan. Arlene, it's about setting boundaries as well. Pwede mong dalhin yan sa family meeting din na pamamaraan na parang, okay kids, we have to talk about this kasi kailangan na natin mag-set ng bagong rules sa family natin para mapatakbo natin na maayos. So here are the new rules. But again, you have to involve their input. Dapat may input ang bawat miyembro ng pamilya. Okay? Okay, maraming salamat. Masaya po ako. Oh, thank you so much, Sheila, Maria Sheila, Marlin. Importante naman magtulungan. Yes, that's great. Thank you, Marlin, for supporting your other co-members. We can all share insights and perspectives. Yes, na makakatulong for everyone. Totoo po. Like ako nga, yung mga share ko sa inyo, galing sa pagkakamali ko yun. And ito yung mga natututunan ko sa buhay, and I'm sharing it with you. Kasi I feel like itong mga pagkakamali ko in the past can be parang relate yung ibang tao doon, and so I'm sharing my insight na ito yung pinagdaanan ko, ito yung natutunan ko about it. And so the same with the group, right? Doon sa group, may mga nag-share, ito yung ginagawa namin, gano'n. Nakakatuwa kasi, yung iba talagang relate ka sa kanila, and then you feel for them. So it's so nice. Okay, kami po, Dok, kabataan namin, may kanya-kanya kaming toka ng gawain. Yun po ang rules ng mama ko. Yun, isa po, maghuhugas, maglalaba. Yes, ganun po para lahat daw matuto. Yeah, life skill yan, right? Sino pa ba magtuturo sa mga anak mo? Yung employer ba nila in the future? Siyempre sa atin, mas maganda matutunan una sa loob ng bahay. Like, give them some chores. That's very important. So, maraming natutunan. Thank you. Thank you, RG. Maraming salamat. Thank you. Si Isabel, salamat. Ever, kaalaman. Mas lumalim ang kanyang kaalaman simula nang mapunta ako. Hindi lang sarili ko, pwede ko din ibahagi. Thank you so much, Ever. Yeah. The best thing is it's one thing to learn. Theory yun di ba? You learn. You can learn by reading, watching, listening, studying. You can learn that way. But it's another thing to actually impart yung learning mo by, sharing, and then also by teaching. Kasi yun yung parang, parang application nung natutunan mo is by teaching. So yung mga natututunan mo dito, Ever, if there are people in your life who you think can benefit from this, invite them na i-share mo yung mga videos, but also, by practicing what you learn from here, yun yung way mo to teach di ba? Yung practice. Yung recent video ko, di ba? Walking your talk. So yung pagpa-practice mo nung natututunan mo, that's the best way to really solidify yung learning mo. So yeah. Salamat and God bless din, Miss Jocelyn. Thank you. Arlene. Yes, nakakatuwa. Maraming natutunan sa experience ng bawat isa. Thank you, Leia Lynn. Si Leia Lynn, ang ating avid supporter. Thank you so much. Ang gandang may ganitong usapan tungkol sa family para at least nagiging aware po tayo sa mga ginagawa, kinikilos at pinapakita natin sa ating mga anak. Awareness is key, di ba po, Miss Aba? Yes, at nandito ang group na ito. Thank you so much. Naging gabay po ang pagpapalaki. Thank you, Leia Lynn and Isabel. Okay, so yun na lang po muna kasi medyo late na dito, 9:30 na po. Isang oras na lang at ako'y bedtime na. So sa mga atin pong mga nag-tune in habang nagla-lunch, thank you so much for taking the time. Sana po may natutunan kayo kahit papano sa ating little bit of tidbit about communication kasi very important po ito. Bago po, bago magkaroon ng kaayusan sa ating society, it has to start from home. Kung pabubutihin natin ang pakikipag-interact natin sa bahay, then, we are getting our kids ready to go out in a society kung saan mas magiging effective yung interaction at mababawasan natin yung divisiveness, yung pumbang hindi tayo marunong makipag-usap na maayos sa kapwa natin. And it's very unfortunate na ganun nga nangyayari sa society natin kaya hindi tayo makasulong sa pag-uunlad kasi we are what do we call this? Para tayong what's the Tagalog word for that? Yung parang may mga faction po tayo, yung divided tayo, hindi tayo magkaisa. So kung pagbubutihin natin ang ating communication life skill, magsisimula sa bahay, then mas magiging magaling tayong makipag-usap sa kapwa-tao natin. So yun lang po. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you, Tala. Thank you, Nalen. And I'll see you again, everyone. So tomorrow again, one more time. Sa mga na-late, sa mga hindi alam kung anong mangyayari, bukas na po ang ating September live draw. And Team Healthy will be there. Nandun po si Inday G, nandun po si Simply Hazel, si Chef Jomar, Madam Josie may be joining us as well. And so we hope to see you there. Yung mga hindi pa nakaka-follow ng mechanics, make sure po read the mechanics again. It's posted, nakapin po sa top ng page ng Filipino Success Movement, yung full mechanics. Try niyong habulin. And yeah, baka po kayo ang palarin. Yung mga hindi po papalarin, don't worry, meron pa po tayong next contests. And again, sinasabi ko nga, may mga opportunities na ilalabas ang Filipino Success Movement na makakatulong sa inyong kabuhayan. So please stay tuned sa channel natin. Nandito kami to support you in your journey and hopefully help you as well with yung pangkabuhayan. So yun lang po muna and have a good afternoon sa lahat at maraming salamat sa mga nasa North America. Bye for now. Mabuhay po tayong mga Pilipino.